Yeah, I mean, I fixed that, but I can't get the videos back up, and it lost all of the other scene. Hmm. Yeah. Wait, take Justin? Oh. Mm. Everybody makes a strength saving throw? Yeah. great. You- What? Oh, oh, thank you. Yeah. No. Yeah, that would be the best way to do it. I'll send it to you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Well, Dashi's probably in the same boat with you. Yeah. I gotta take Einstein out of your. What? Mistake. She's still a dryad. I'm going to go raid those goblins and see if they have anything on them. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. Yes. Justin, I'll come back for you when I get my house. Yeah. Oh, Justin is such a good boy. Oh. Justin, if there is a you've never been out of the mountain, right? Okay. Well, Shara. Who's Shara? Hmm. I have it. I will do that. 18. There is so the high road goes to the shorter path to Brenna, and then the other road is the longer path that has wyverns and things along the way. It's on the low road. I'd say we go to the faster path. It seems like there are dangers either way. Yeah. Only audio for me. There should be. Give me 1 second. I'm not sure how to fix it right now.
That's weird.
It doesn't surprise me with the way that this is going.
This is
Looks great
okay.
though.
I'm live too, so
Check it
we're still getting
now.
everybody else's audio. Let me check. Test.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, we're good.
Sorry about it.
Oh, you're good.
Look
There's
at
no
you,
need to
you
apologize.
Twitch boss.
Well, if I was a boss, then it would have picked it up
I
earlier.
mean,
It's a lot more than I know how to
to be
do.
fair, they kind of fucked you out of the whole thing we had going.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, since Logan did it and Megan didn't, she's kind of the boss.
What did I do? What?
He's a worker bee.
I don't know what's
What?
happening. What? What are you
No.
talking about?
The underlings do the stuff.
Do what stuff? I don't know what's happening. What's going on?
He rolled a
Never
1
mind.
on this persuasion to make her feel
Oh.
better, and nobody understood him.
Oh.
Maybe it's like a 25, but you guys didn't get it.
It's definitely a 1 then, brother.
So, are we moving? Which
The 1
passageway are we
makes you
taking,
think you
guys?
rolled a 25.
We're fresh, ready to go. There are 2 passages.
Yes, there are.
We can go on the high road or the low road. The high road is the faster route, and the low road is the slower route.
Keep in mind, you guys do have access to some other maps now too that you've garnered that can give you other information on traveling. That is my last DMly advice.
So we have the desecrator map as well.
Does it show where the other cabals are at?
I have it showing on the map right now. If you guys would like to look at the other desecrator letter.
Are you looking for the thing?
See. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I thought it was. Last time I saw it, I thought it was on that table. Oh, okay.
See here.
Long may the desecrated reign. I pray this message finds you on ill soil, brother. We have secured the bastions and await your arrival. Under the wishes of Gunhex, you are expected to hold the antechamber within the Quartian mine for another 3 weeks. Meeting on the 3rd of King Yol at the peak of the mountain. You lie under with the package. It is important to praise haste and wield it wisely, brother, for all our sake. The journey through this eyesore of a stone spire is treacherous and aggravating. Following the map accompanying this parchment, we mustn't let the high sun pass us by.
According to the map, like, where are we on the map?
When it says high sun passes by, was he talking about the Summer Lord?
No, I believe that he
No.
is talking about this, the actual sun, like.
Oh. Okay. Well, no. Honestly, I gotta say, like, out of character, it's dope that you can pull the letter up in the middle of the fucking screen so everyone can see it on stream. Looks good.
Thank you.
If a cabal is on one route or the other, I'm thinking we should try to eliminate as many of those as we can. But other than that, I don't mind which road we take.
So, just so you guys, for the sake of brevity and explanation, we'll say you guys took some time overlooking the maps to give you guys some information. It's a little hard to see it through the stream itself, but you should see 2 little squares on the mountain lines.
Yeah, I can
You
see
know
them.
that those are the 2 different cabal camps. And on the, let me see if you can see it, the mountain to the right of the major peak, there should be a really faint green X. That
Yeah.
green X is where you
I
are
can't
currently.
see that one, but okay.
It's diagonal to the right of the most bottom square.
Does the map show us that we missed a camp?
That's what I'm wondering.
Roll me a survival check.
Can
Can I
assist?
assist?
Oh,
Yeah.
one
Yes.
of us. Can one of us assist?
Either one of you guys can assist, and you can add a
Yeah,
D4
go ahead,
for
Moonclaw.
having.
That's all you.
You can add a D4 for having a map.
Eh,
Nice.
Okay. You guys take a minute of going over the maps, comparing some angles, pulling up some other maps you guys have acquired on your time in Kadazi, and using some pre-existing information that's been given to you by other people or just from your time in travels. You can guess this. So, if we're going this based off of the Desecrator's map, you guys came from the east, heading west into that mountain peak. So it's not that you missed it, it's just this one is kind of out of the way. From the markers on the map, it seems to be at the mouth, or at the head of the river, where it emits from the snowfall from the Nilope peaks. The other one seems to be on the main peak itself. the Spear and Ilope. So both are kind of out of the way for you.
I say, honestly, I say we get out of here. We continue on our path, you know, towards the end game, you know.
Sure.
Is getting
The-
to Brenna more important, or is it more important to eliminate the Cabals?
Also, just so you guys can know, Keen Y'all is a month of the year. That wasn't made obvious.
So what I'm honestly, I think we should try and get through these mountains onto our next destination.
And then
And
we come back and we eliminate this desecrator camp afterwards. Or...
exactly, I wanna make sure, like, if we can get any form of help or any upper hand in this town and come back, or if you guys want to stay in the mountains, we can. I'm completely fine with that.
The way,
Just
sorry.
putting it out there. No, continue, Monclaw.
The way I think about it is one way or another, wherever we end up, we have Jiangxi to fight, so I'm still aligned with what my god asked. But
Exactly.
Brenna may have innocence that can yet be saved, and it sounds like Terracon has personal stakes there. As much as I want to kill all of these right now, we can probably swing back around and hit them once we've helped those people
I was
out.
gonna say we have to come back through here to get back home anyways.
Arian, how much have we eaten into this 3 weeks mentioned in the letter here? How much have we eaten into that? Like, how
Oh,
close are we to the third
so
week?
okay. So just so you guys can know, every month in Arkansas has 30 days, except for a few holiday months that are only like a day long. Weird pre-Christian style calendars, or pre-Roman style calendars.
Pagan.
So the 3rd of Quinol, so the 3rd day of the 3rd month, you guys are on the 27th day of Ransup, which is the 2nd month. So in about 5 days, whatever they were going to do is going to be occurring.
So we have about 5 days from now to actually do what we need to do and come back before these guys leave.
You know, if we only have 5 days, honestly, maybe we should take care of it now. I didn't know that we were on that tight of a schedule. I'm
I
okay
read
with
over
not
the thing
leaving.
again.
If it's only 5 days, we can dedicate 5 days to this cave. And like, honestly, this is, if we're here and we only have 5 days to make sure that whatever the hell they're trying to do doesn't happen, let's do it.
It might make the end
That's a
game
good point.
easier. If we take these guys out now, there'll be less people to fight if they're all together.
Honestly,
later.
no, that's the thing. I see that. I didn't know we were on such a tight schedule, so
Yeah.
honestly,
I didn't either
if
until I reread it.
no, thank you for that. Like, I'm not, you know me, I kill things. That's what I do.
It's
So,
always nice to read.
but not for me.
I know, right?
But the only thing I read is my blade. So no, if we only have 5 days, let's continue on. Like, we have the time to rest here. We have friends now in this mountain. Let's take care of this situation now.
If time is that short, then let's hunt.
Yes, I'm ready to hunt.
So then your decision is, are you going to the peak of the Spear of Nilope, or are you guys backtracking a bit more southward to go towards the start of the river?
Sounds like-
so I was gonna say,
forward.
of my intelligence and everything, I'm not going to get involved in that part.
It sounds like they're to meet at the peak, right? So we can go take care of the other camp and then make our way to the peak.
Let's do
Yeah,
that.
just in case
Let's
any
head for
stragglers
that.
aren't on the
Let's
map make their way there.
Yeah, let's head to the that camp, and then we'll take care of that, and then we'll move to the peak and take care of that.
But
Sounds great.
Damien, Dashi, Stig, are you guys okay with that?
I'm
I
not a
just don't
tactical
want to be
master.
underground anymore.
It sucks, but we're gonna have
Less
to
than a
be.
week. I feel ya.
Less than a
Okay.
week.
Busy a
Honestly,
tree.
I don't want to be out here. I'm a great weapon user. Caves is not my best friend.
Big animals don't fit in caves well.
Yeah,
So we're heading
honestly,
southward.
me and Gunther are really at a disadvantage in these caves. We don't want to be down here any more than you do.
I miss seeing the night sky. I feel y'all.
I miss seeing any kind of sky. I miss light. This is natural. I want to know what time it is. You know,
Yeah,
Well, I don't think any of you have
losing
keen
track
mind.
of the days.
Oh, the new day started dark vision on Damien since we're in dark
All right.
caves.
Cast up dark vision on Damien.
Also, now that I know, I'm sorry I haven't been doing it, Damien. If you really need it and we don't want to do dark vision, I can cast light on anything, anytime.
We're okay, I promise.
I honestly, you know, I'm a fallen angel. I thought I lost that. I still have it.
No, you're good. I know.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't trying to screw you out of being able to see.
As everyone regathers up their belongings, breaks down what semblance of a camp you had made in this antechamber, and begin moving on through the passageway, you realize you are going to be double backing a little bit. You exit back out through the southern entrance to the Accursion Pass, and I have everybody make me either, since you have a map still, a survival or athletics check. Stig, Damien, and Dashi, if you use survival, you can add a d4 to it.
You said survival or what?
Or athletics.
Athletics.
Very nice set of rolls, guys. The first portion of this journey goes pretty simply. You are backtracking through a number of the caverns that you had went through just the few days prior before entering into the mine itself. Double back, but this time take a southwestern tunnel system that kind of leaves you winding and weaving up and down through a very dramatic series of elevation changes. There are points where you're almost climbing up a steep cliff tunnel system, and then other points where you're beginning to descend back this curving, downward spiraling tunnelway that seems to be almost perfectly spherical or circular in shape. As you guys continue around, can I get another round of survival or athletics checks? The first 3 hours of travel go by pretty simply. All right.
I like that 4 on that D4 stick.
Party is doing pretty well. There's a few bits of treacherous terrain where it just gets a little bit rocky and you don't have the most safe of passageways. There are a few moments where you stop, take moments where you hear these kind of slithering sounds echoing off of the deeper recesses in tunnelways that you seem to be passing by. Unknown creatures and entities lurking in the darkness, just a few dozen feet off from your passageway, but each of you manage to very easily navigate through these regions. Stig, can you roll me a d6, please?
Oh,
Can you roll me d8? All right. You guys head back southward, heading closer towards the portions of the Isle of Kadazi where you know the major cities find. You finally break through a portion of this cavern travel that has you walking on an edifice outdoors on the southern peak of Kadazi itself. It is a very rocky, wide open canyon or chasm that is between two of the major southern peaks of the Spear of Nilope. As you guys continue on, reaching the midpoint of your day, you guys got started pretty early, but took about an hour or two of searching and kind of breaking everything down and setting up the keys. So you departed at around, I'd say, 8:39, and at this point in time, it's about 3 in the afternoon. The hot day is still permeating even at this elevation, the sun beating down on you, the clouds being dispersed by its radiant glow. You smell the fresh pine wood that is prevalent over the northern portions of the Kadazi proper of the city itself. In the far distances, you can actually see tiny little spires, remnants of the town that you are familiar with off in the horizon. Travel along this chasm for another hour until Gunther, Moonclaw, begin picking up on some very odd sounds. At first, it sounds like barking or yelping, perhaps of some unfamiliar creature. There's something not bestial about it. The way the sound is echoing off of the chasm walls makes it hard to pick up and make precise judgments on what is making the sound just off of
Okay,
tertiary.
my sword is out.
You draw your sword. Does anybody else want to do anything?
I grab the stick off my back and should melee it.
Just
Right, you
try
should
to
let
get a
it
bead
harden
on
up.
it.
Does that?
Try to get a bead on where it could
Roll me
be.
another perception check.
No idea, Captain.
You kind of dip down. You can tell the sound is emanating westward, the direction you're currently heading, like southwestward and down the cavern a bit deeper. Specifics, though, are unable to be made at this distance. Are we moving forward?
I'm going to stop the party, and I would like to try to stealth ahead and see if I can see anything.
If you want to scout ahead, go ahead and roll me a stealth check and a perception check in that order, please. All right. Trying your best to keep the sun split with either the use of large rocks or the stony walls of this chasm itself. You try to hide in what shadows you can, moving ahead at a very slow rate. Follow the sounds as they kind of echo out again. You hear other loud, kind of ear-piercing rings chime off in non-sequential patterns. They seem to be kind of random and sporadic, but eventually you see them kind of coming in pairs. This is paired ringing sound that emanates out from time to time. As you get closer and closer to the point, your party is now out of your line of sight as you have had to follow the curve along towards a more steep, direct southward face. You go through a bit of a pocket of very rocky terrain. There, catch the sound, but this time it's not echoing or bouncing off of any walls. The direct source. Bit north on the northern rock wall face, on a about 20-foot clearing on another cliff, about 10 feet above you. You peer behind some cragged rocks. You see a camp. Looks to be 20 or so individuals. Since it's a pretty clear day, you're actually able to see pretty clearly the numbers. Looks to be a grouping of elves, maybe some humans in there as well, all adorned in very kind of rough, patched leather armor, cloth fabrics kind of strewn and patchworked to make cloaks and capes. And several of them seem to be sitting on several large burlap sacks. The others seem to be just kind of resting on stones, sitting around a campfire. You realize the ear-piercing clanging sound was the sounds of beer bottles and wine bottles being slammed together as this group of about 20 or so humanoid elves and human, other varied creatures seem to be in the midst of a very mild party.
Do I see any like flags or anything to tell me like who they're with, I guess?
Roll me another perception check. You look about. The individuals themselves seem to be wearing anything uniform. And you don't see any sort of emblem or sigil that is laid out bare. The only thing I'll say that does stand out to you is you can pinpoint that someone that seems to be the leader of the party. Pretty lean, muscular elf wearing what looks to be a long vest made of the fur of a brown bear. Very kind of tribal, warrior-looking elf, not dignified, has kind of a bit of a slump to his stance as he walks over and kind of smacks the shoulders of some of the other individuals in his band. He shouts out a few things, and a few of the others shout out as well and seem to honor him. And on his back, you can just make out the simple great sword he wields. Nobody here seems to have anything of note or of magical persuasion. You just see a lot of short bows, short swords, some clubs. What would Damien like to do?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Moonclaw would want me to go by myself, so I'm gonna go back to the party and let them know what I found, and let them
Roll
know
me another
that
stealth
they
check.
are okay.
All right. Easy enough. You use your vantage point in the shadows and kind of dip back into a low ground of the chasm out of their line of sight and head back up towards northward towards the party.
And I say, it looks like we're missing a wild party. I think I found their leader amongst them. He's wearing a bear pelt. I can't tell who they're with, but they don't seem to be too much of a challenge at the moment. So
Awesome. Let's make it into a rager. Get it?
Didn't look like any any of the desecrated circle, huh?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't see any kind of symbols or anything like that. They're all just wearing like plain leather armor.
Yeah.
Seem to be like, if anything, maybe a mercenary group, but I can't tell you for sure. Nothing
Well-
magical. I didn't see anything magical, if that's what you're saying. Like, they all just seem to have like swords and a lot of wine. Lots of wine.
How do we want to approach this? Do we want to try to sneak by them? Do we want to?
Maybe they could help us.
They all appear to be in a very good mood. That's all. I mean, we try to take advantage of that and try to be civil. I am
Yeah,
not
but if
someone
they're-
that should do the talking, though.
If they're desecrators, I don't know how civil. It might
Wait,
just get
so-
us into
so
more of an
we're-
issue.
So we're coming up on desecrators right now, and we're thinking about being civil with them.
No,
We don't
we
know.
don't
No,
know
they were.
if they are desecrators, Abaddon. We are trying to figure it out.
Okay, then we start. Docile, but then as soon as that the D word comes up, you know.
I could. go
Which
and- I
D
could-
word,
I could-
Abaddon?
Oh, I
make
mean,
someone
whatever D
invisible.
word you want, Dashi.
You want to walk in there and get more. I can make someone invisible, or I can go invisible, and one of us can just walk in.
Sure. Well, we could do that, or
Just to get more concrete evidence.
I could do a traveling bard gimmick and walk in there and see what's going on. Do a little performance. See if there are desecrators. Have a couple of you disguised and go in with me as a traveling performers, and we could
Coming out of the mountain?
yeah.
Is there a D word for flute?
Is there? I don't
It was
know.
a dick joke.
Yeah.
The dick! Dick! Oh, I get it!
Oh no.
So, what action are we taking, guys? You guys can now hear the party seems to be building up a little bit more cheers and clamoring.
They look like they would like some entertainment. We could find out what's going on in there.
Dashi, if some of us were to accompany you in there, but some of us who have more ranged abilities stay out, maybe we could have a signal for them.
I should probably follow her because I do not have range, but I definitely can fuck up somebody who gets close.
I'd be at
Yeah.
her side.
Say you're her bodyguard.
I could howl or screech, or I just make sure I can make a noise.
Think
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you come in. No, let's have you come in as our performing dire wolf.
Oh, that sounds like a bad idea.
Damien and Stig can remain in
You
the
could
shadows.
be
So
a fox, though.
I see. The problem is, if I go fox, that rounds one shape out, and then the direwolf from fox would round another shape out. Fox is 2
Make yourself
HP.
invisible
I was-
and go.
Yeah. Ooh. All right,
Just
that'll
so we
do.
can have that backup there.
Yeah. I'll
No,
just
you
walk
could
with
just
you guys
follow
invisible.
us. Okay.
I didn't. I just.
So I'm
So
not really good at lying to people.
So, which ones
Abaddon,
of us are sneaking and which one of us are making themselves known? I'm gonna help the
I
sneaking
am making
party.
myself known.
Oh yeah. I assume Abaddon and Dashi and Gunther are going to go into the group, and the three of us, Moonclaw, Stig, and I, are going to stay in the shadows.
Okay. I'm
Sounds good.
gonna
Well,
give us pass without a trace for the three of us hanging back.
all right. Can I have the Shadows party roll me stealth checks?
You get to re-roll
Remember
that,
your
don't you?
plus 10s.
Yes. A 10 is my failure.
All right.
Nice.
As you guys move forward, moving through the shadows, following the similar pathway that Damien took. At one point, the shadow path kind of goes a bit more off on the high ground to get a vantage point from the other side of the chasm. The entering party walks in. Gunther, you cast invisibility over yourself. Dashi and Abaddon, are you guys sneaking up or are you just walking?
I'm just walking.
Just walking up.
I'm 10
You
feet
guys
behind him.
continue. You hear a very quick whistle to sound out, and raising up from the southern side where Damien had informed you, you see three humanoid figures, bows drawn in your direction as they call out in Elvish. What's your purpose here? Not looking for anybody. No eyes.
Oh, I am just a performer. Wondering. We would like to perform for you if you would be interested. We heard a party going on, and there's nothing more entertaining than music to have at a party.
You and Abaddon both roll me charisma checks.
I
Okay.
definitely can.
I back up so that there's 20 feet at least between me and the closest enemy.
Okay,
You said charisma check, not save, correct?
that is correct. This is just a passive, what they guess of you from their first.
I'm a pretty
Yeah.
charismatic bodyguard.
As you call out to them, you see one of the individuals kind of speak back over their shoulder in a hushed tone. Arrows still knocked on you. They look. Got big friend there. What weapons
Hello.
you carrying?
Oh, just I have a sword and a halberd. I am just her bodyguard, just here to make sure that nobody takes advantage of her. No threat. I'm sorry if I seem threatening. She hired me because I can protect her.
Not technically a full lie, so I'll allow either a persuasion or a deception check from you, Abaddon.
Let me check.
You're being deceitful, but you technically didn't lie.
They're both the same, so it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna do persuasion just because I didn't lie. It's not great.
Calls out to you as you call out. Bring them weapons out. We want to see where they are at all times. You don't
Roger
mean
that.
any harm. You won't be needing them.
It's okay. No, I'm just gonna say, is it okay if I at least hold the sword just to be safe, or have it close to my person? Not holding it, but close to. We're here to perform, but I also have a job to withhold. I will not hold it in my hands, but can I stand by a wall where I can set both my halberd and my sword down?
You see him look. Hear a voice.
I do
hear
not
a
want
voice
to be
call
a threat
out
to
from
you. We're trying
behind.
to perform.
Call from a voice that calls out from behind. Keep your weapons in their sheath.
Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'll sheath them on my back.
Stepping out, the elvish figure cloaked in a bear hide, shaved sides of the head covered in this kind of squared geometric tribal markings that look like interlocked chains that are made of squares running down the sides of the head and temple, and around the underside of their jaw, creating like faux tusk like points right by the side of their mouth. You see the elvish figure kind of look over each of you. I think I've seen your face before, pretty lady.
Mm,
Bay Nilope, if I'm right.
I have performed there.
And I have some people I work for there.
Would you like me to perform for you now?
Roll me a persuasion check. You see him kind of like look you over, focusing on you for a moment. We're celebrating. Entertain us with music, and you'll be able to sleep near our camp. We'll also give you a glass of wine.
Oh, how generous a glass of wine.
I must say, you should feel honored to be in the presence of Dashi. She is renowned around this island as definitely one of the best bards in the island. So you are getting a show of a lifetime.
I'll say.
You see him look, and you should be honored that the Soot Snout aren't slaying you for getting so close to our camp.
That the who
We're in a
aren't
good mood.
saying us?
I'll just chuckle and nod and say we are appreciative of your hospitality.
Of course.
Who did he say that they were?
The Soot Snout.
Soot Snout, okay. I know Dashi's got a memory like an elephant. She'll take note of that.
Comparing me to an elephant.
You
Not
hear
like
him
that.
kind of.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You hear him
Never-
mutter.
Never, you know words, man.
The majesty of a whale.
Nothing much to the camp. And you see two of them still keep arrows knocked on you, but two of the other ones release their arrows, walk down, and show you the kind of hidden pathway that they made. They kind of push free some of the rocks and show you the hidden pathway onto the cliff face that they've set up their camp. As you get closer, you smell the smell of burning wood and smoke in the air, aged kind of damp leather, as there are about a little over a half dozen tents.
Shang-Chi like things going on here?
Roll me a.
I'll roll a perception.
Actually,
I'll
you have divine
I'll
sense. Would you
assist
like
her
to
in a
use your divine
perception.
sense?
Actually, yeah, let me divine sense, actually. Let's use the divine sense.
conjure
That's
up.
actually perfect.
You conjure up the divine sense as you look around, kind of focusing on your divine source of power. No undead, but there's something celestial here.
Ooh. So I will walk up to Dashi casually and just place my hand on her shoulder and come in close and just say, I don't sense any undead, so I do not think the Zhangxi are here, but there is someone like me here, celestial.
Well, I guess
And
I'll
then
find him then.
Yeah, and then I will break off and keep my bodyguard status continued.
Arian, how hard do I think would it be to come back to these rocks and move them without them really noticing?
You can
Like, if I were
certainly
to
try
follow
if
up.
you want.
Like, do I think? How much effort do
would-
I think they put into it? It's kind of like more or less. Like, do I think that it would like move quietly, or did it like kind of make a nice ruckus and everybody around there knew that they were moving those rocks?
They're boulders on gravel.
Oof.
Okay. Well, you know what? No, I'm gonna make that choice. The moment that they go between those rocks, I'm gonna double back to the party, to the rest of the party.
A sneaking party?
Yes.
All right, you double back. That's easy enough. Everyone seems to be distracted with Dashi and Abaddon's presence that they don't notice the invisible dwarf-sized tiefling sneaking amongst their ranks.
Good.
Head back up to the party. For
Appreciate
Dashi,
you, Gunther. You're doing good work.
Dashi and Abaddon, as you get closer to the large pyre campsite that has been set up, you see the elven individual walk forward, kind of circle the flame. My merry band of miscreants. Looks like our rewards are just barely starting to percolate. Takes a moment. You notice a lot of the individuals in the crowd don't seem to understand half the words this guy is saying.
What the fuck's percolate?
Looks like the good things that have happened will keep getting better. And then the crowd starts kind of jeering and roaring back at him. I think a few of you were still traveling with me when we were in the bay. And I told you about that hellish satyr that enchanted a
I
crowd.
love it.
Well, fortune shines on those who work hard, and our hard work is being rewarded. A show. Now, little lady, what type of entertainment do you provide?
Well, I sing and I play violin. It should be enough.
Can't say I'm not disappointed, but singing and violin will certainly be enough.
Of course.
Looks, if you require a drink, Dagon over there, and you see a very muscular cat person missing one hand, just kind of bandaged up and wrapped in a little bit of leather, pull out a water skin. He's got wine for you if you need wine.
I'll walk
You
over
need
there
something a
and
bit
I'll walk over
stronger.
there and get some. Wait, is there's stronger shit he's saying?
Looks, you ran into somebody and through the coiled blossom veil that had a thing or two that interested some of my companions. Nothing that is necessarily to drink, but can be enjoyed in a similar fashion.
Oh. Oh, I
Damn
see
it, I'm
what
missing
you're
out on the
talking about.
drugs? Fuck.
Indeed.
I will.
I believe that
Gunther,
we
though you're
also
currently,
ran into him.
what I'm gonna say is, as currently as I am on the clock, I cannot partake in anything that is not alcohol, but I will grab some beer.
And there's wine and mead.
Yeah,
provided
I'll
to
get
you.
some weed. I'm definitely going to get some mead.
Right, you drink some mead. The cat person kind of like smiles at you, missing one of his canines, and says, "Here you go, Sonny.
I say,
Drink
thank you, kind sir. And I give him a nice nod and a wink, and then I continue to watch, and I get ready to watch Dashi to make sure nothing happens.
it." We ain't generally too nice, but we got some music, huh? And
Yeah.
they all look towards you. Dashi, see
It's good music.
you see the elf kind of look at you for a moment.
I'm staring right back to him, so.
He snaps his fingers, the fire turns a pinkish purple that matches your skin color.
Okay.
The Summer
The
Lord.
stage is yours, my lady. Performance check.
Got it.
What type of music are you playing? Are you doing something upbeat?
Oh, super upbeat. Like, really, like, rowdy.
This is the celebration.
Yeah.
They're having a good time.
Right. You get a
Fast
high tempo
pace.
song kind of going out.
He can read the room.
It takes less than like a few notes being strung out from your violin for people to start clapping along, stomping their feet, and continuing on in their revelry. Just being some of them already very belligerent. The leader of this group seems to have their eyes locked on you, continuously just kind of tapping their leather boot to the song you're playing. Abaddon, can you roll me a perception check?
Yes. Look at them flat rolls.
All right. As you keep your guard up, looking around for any rapid movement or any hostile action towards Dashi, you manage to pick up small snippets of conversation amongst some of the other warriors in this camp. They seem to be. You hear one of them just like, "Man, with that take we got, I think I might be able to retire. You get back to the mainland. the goal was from the beginning. One you just kind of clams up a little bit. We are getting takes like this, working for that guy. I think I'm gonna keep working a bit longer.
Man, I'm gonna think in my head, I cannot wait to ruin these people's day and take all their shit.
All right, the performance continues on. Doctor,
I'm
you can go ahead and roll me
actually,
a... Huh?
I'm gonna use my feet.
Huh?
Uh,
New milestone feature.
mhm.
Oh, buddy.
Get him. I was
Alright.
waiting for it.
I don't even know what it is. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so my cap to my charisma is up to 23 now. But wow, conscious forces, determination, charisma, fire. Okay, so
So your charisma just skyrocketed,
mm, kinda,
basically?
That's
Yeah,
our new
okay, yeah.
max cap.
I was gonna say
yeah.
Abaddon's jaw drops.
Um, but 10 minutes performing for a crowd, I gain an additional 1d4 to my charisma checks and use them made for against for the next day, and then I managed to trigger this ability on 10 or more creatures. I simultaneously gain +1 to my charisma score for the next 24 hours.
That's
And there
fucking
are more than
sick.
10 people that can be affected by this.
Okay.
As you begin playing out your music, you notice these, first, a little bit concerning, these kind of strands of energy that seem to resonate and lift off of the strings of your violin. And you quickly realize as it begins to build, no one seems to be noticing them but you. You feel this warmth build up at the base of your horns. And this teal, almost grayish light begins to lift out, and you hear these faint, harmonious moans that seem to harmonize with the music as it begins to gasp out and wail out of your violin. You notice these strands make connections one after another with every person that is watching you. But one of the strands seems to just be looming around the leader and unable to connect to them.
So it kind of looks like what Meadows did.
Similar. I know this is a cop-out bullshit answer. Similar but different.
Okay.
That
Really cop
I'll
out
say
bullshit.
that seemed, her energy seemed to be a series of independent, sentient, controlled energy. This just seems to naturally expand out and connect to anyone who's listening to you.
Okay.
I'll say you noticed like a control to Meadows. This one just seems to be natural and with your resounding presence. So you get a +1 bonus to your charisma score for the next 24 hours,
Okay.
bringing you, I believe, to 22 charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll me another performance check with the D4 added for all of those who are affected, which is the 21 other camp goers?
So another performance check, you said?
The performance check with a D4 added to finish out your performance.
Okay.
Fuck.
26.
Okay. So I'll say this to give a little bit of more edge to some of your performance. Now getting to the point with your performative skills that you can somewhat subtly influence the people around you. So if you want to play rowdy music to make them more rowdy, you can do that. If you want to play like drunken lullaby music to get them more drunk, you can attempt to do that.
I
What would you like
definitely.
to attempt
That's
to
so
force
cool.
upon
I
them?
want to get them really drunk so they just talk to me.
Okay. You get them like 3 glasses of wine deep, drunk in like a half hour. Really good wine too. Continue out your performance. And for those of you who are on the opposite cliff face, you can just hear the beautiful ringing music of Dashi's just resonating throughout this entire chasm. And for those of you familiar with her performance, as is tradition, doesn't matter who the audience is, rich or poor, they all seem to enjoy the performative capabilities of your bard friend. But you guys do notice from your vantage point, there are a total of 6 guards who are patrolling the outer perimeter of this camp, 3 on the south, 3 on the north. The camp itself is pretty compact, only about like a 30-foot radius circle. It's pretty compact. It's like everyone's kind of fitting on this edifice close together to kind of be protected and get around and help each other out quickly, because it seems these are just traditional combatants, non-magical, it seems, from what you can gather in their movements, their culture, and behavior. The only sense of magic you saw was the changing of the fire, which, at your guys' vantage point, you couldn't tell if maybe Dashi did it or somebody else. So, her performance keeps going. Does the sneaky group want to do anything in particular?
I let them know who we're dealing with, that they're the soot snouts. Is that what you said?
And Stig, can you roll me a history check?
I knew somebody over here was going to have something for me.
Got
you
some
didn't notice
history
anything
coming right up
druidic?
for you.
You didn't notice anything druidic about them? Gunther?
Nope.
I didn't,
Apparently I don't.
except for the leader.
You tried.
Have I heard that name in the past? Being a druid, being in druid circles, that man looked like a druid.
Not really a druid thing.
Didn't think so. I was just kind of like grasping at straws.
And you didn't smell any of the sickly sweet junk
I
she
didn't.
all in the area.
And I heard Abaddon say that he didn't. I think I heard him. I think that's when they were going into the hole. That he didn't sense any undead, and that's when I broke off. So there's somebody celestial around here, but that's all that I gathered from Abaddon, and that's all he gathered.
How fast could we get in
They
there
got
if things were to hit the fan
We could
from our vantage point?
we could probably get in there pretty quickly. Especially since I could probably, I'd put all y'all on my back as an elk, and we'd just go in like a fast ball of fury.
Thinking maybe to not alert them, we should still hang out around on the
Yeah.
outside.
It didn't seem like they were in danger, or I wouldn't have left, if that's any consolation.
And I'm not worried about Dashi. I know Abaddon's there with her, so.
Yeah. They are surrounded, so if you want to look at it as inherent danger, yeah, they're surrounded by people we don't know.
I mean,
But that's
another way to look at it means they have targets all around them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're in a target-rich environment.
Yeah.
And we all know
Abaddon can't
Abaddon,
miss.
so. Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll just do one big circle.
If they get in trouble, I get the feeling we'll hear a lot of noise and we'll see something from where we're at. It might be best just to not alert the guards and just keep watching them.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything to do with us. But that's me being very hopeful.
We'll keep an eye.
Yeah, I think we're safe to stay here for now.
I was like, honestly, they seem like just a band of rogues.
You guys keep
My
your
people.
watch. Dashi, the second half of your performance comes to an end. Crowd has been thoroughly lubricated, has started kind of dancing around you as you're playing. Several of them kind of start dancing around the fire. Some like or waving and wagging torches around to kind of create like smoke streams around you. They're just having a blast and a half.
Nice.
What would
Always.
you guys like to do?
I'm still gonna keep playing.
If nothing seems out of the ordinary, I mean, I'm still gonna keep an eye, but like, if they're enjoying themselves, like, keep enjoying themselves.
Maybe you should do recon and try to find out what the fuck's they're about. Since
Yeah,
they're
I'll
drunk.
probably
Talk
I'll
to them.
walk around and start talking to people. Yeah, got a point.
Abaddon, talk to people. What?
No.
The best person in the party to do so, right?
Yeah,
Dashi?
honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You could roll me another performance check with your D4, and Abaddon, as you go around, who'd you like to talk to? There was that cat person you spoke with before.
I'm
You
gonna
see
come
the
up.
leader,
Yeah,
and then
I'm gonna come to the cat person.
you walk up to him. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. And what would you like to say?
I am going to say, I'm like, so you guys are celebrating. What is happening here?
You see him as you walk up. He has a little pony keg resting on his one good, with the arm he saw
Natural
his hand
20.
on. And you just see him as you walk up. He finishes downing like a huge series of gulps out of this keg, wipes the liquid out of his and froth out of his fur. Yeah, fuck, this song is so good. And kind of looks up at you.
Isn't she amazing?
She's something, all right. Hey, we're celebrating.
You should see her in bed.
You just see him like a little sly kind of grin
And
goes out.
I elbow him. I give him the little like, yeah.
That's so.
Damien
He's
senses
like,
the debauchery.
yeah.
The debauchery.
Yeah.
Debauchery.
We had one job.
That reminds me of me younger days, indeed. He kind of looks you over. We got a big take down in the tunnels below. Apparently, there's some sort of crypt that a person hired us knew about.
So crypt? Was it so have you seen any like crazy undead zombie things, like plant creatures?
You see him kind of like look at you weirdly for a moment.
There's been some.
Nah,
I mean, we've
nothing
been
like-
walking around. It's been weird as hell in here. Honestly, we're just trying to perform and entertain people. But I've had to fight a lot of things, honestly.
Nothing like that. Not that I can think of. He takes a moment and kind of takes another really big gulp from the keg and kind of hands it off to you.
Oh yeah, I'll take a nice gulp.
It's not any liquor you've ever had before.
Oh, dope.
It has like almost like a really strong lemongrass flavor.
Is it that like bathtub
Mixed
stuff?
with
Like
I
it's
don't know, but roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, it's that bathtub stuff. A good thing I get a +3 to this. 16.
It takes you aback for a moment. Like you weren't expecting such like a grassy herbal flavor from this, and as you kind of like let it go, you notice your lips and gums kind of start tingling.
Ooh.
And you take a moment. There's like a halo around the fire.
I can tell you, like, I'm gonna
And
put
you
this
notice
out of
your
character
eyes
for
get a little
second.
hazy.
I don't know if you've been to
was that?
Galaxy's Edge in Star Wars.
At Disney World, yeah. It's the same,
Okay.
basically.
So you had the fuzzy, have you had the fuzzy tauntaun?
Yes.
That numbs your mouth? Is it like that?
Kind of. Similar
I
to
love
that.
fucking shit, dude. It's so creepy.
Also,
Like
Peanut's
my whole
hairball.
mouth goes numb.
Notice you like find yourself kind of like bobbing and weaving to the music as they continue on the conversation with this cat person. He just kind of like sits forward a little bit. Yep, nothing like that. There were these like horrible like dog monster things that when they screamed it took out about 6 of our men. We were
Oh, yeah.
abandoning 50 when we got here.
I actually had to cut those. I cut both those dogs down.
You fought those things yourself?
Basically.
Notice he kind of like looks at you. Roll me a deception check.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Basically, he looks at you and you just see him like, my fucking god. All right. He kind of like straightens up a little bit, not like nervous, but like he's like,
it's that shit. I don't know if you guys watch Bleach, but it's that like Kenpachi takes off his eye patch and everyone can't stand straight anymore. It's just the presence.
his aura is so dense.
Yeah, exactly.
But as he's kind of sitting there, he's like, yeah, we came across a pack of about 4 of them, and yeah, like I said, about 6 of us didn't make it out of there. We all had to gang up on it.
It was
Luckily,
definitely a rough
Captain over
fight.
there, Help
Your
take
captain's
care of
very
one of them
strong.
nearly on his own.
Your
Was that
captain's very strong.
one of the strongest people I've ever met?
That's good to know. I'm glad he can take care of you.
He
Honestly, you guys
swings
do
that
need
sword
you
on
need
his
a
back.
strong leader.
He swings that sword on his back like it's made out of a feather.
Ah, I can respect a good combatant.
Takes a moment. Yep, strong will too. He's made of something different. Takes a moment though, but you were traveling here. You're just here for being a bodyguard. Is she just going around entertaining people? Is that
She
how
is.
y'all make your living?
Oh yeah, that's right now. That's what we're doing. Honestly, she is. She is just, as you can tell, one of the best musicians I've ever seen in my days. And we're here. I was enticed and entranced, and I was like, I'll be your bodyguard. I'll protect you.
I'm not
So
what you would call traditionally musically inclined, but she can play that fiddle fucking great.
yeah, she can. Honestly,
That fiddle.
she
Takes a
kills it
moment.
on it. No, there's a reason. There's a reason I will die for her. She is an amazing musician, and just she brings joy to a lot of people.
Well, I'm glad we could take advantage of that
I'm
tonight.
glad we came up on your guys' good tidings, and I'm glad you guys had a prosperous recent days to get your get some more money for your gang or troop. I don't know what. I honestly don't haven't heard of you guys before.
Looks, yeah, we're kind of a hush hush type organization. We've worked with all kinds, merchant lords, people of less flavorful moralities. We mostly people want something, we know how to get it, or if you point us at it, we can get it for you. That's mostly
So
what we do
you're
here.
so you're hired. You're the guns. You're the strong arms. You know, like me. You're hired to carry out a job because you can.
Look, something like that. Maybe in my younger days I could have been something more like you. Now I'm
It looks like you've been through a lot.
relegated to being a cook. Yeah, I've had my fair share of battles in my years on this world. Fought some things, got my hand bit off or clipped off by a giant crab. It's pretty
Oh,
intense.
Jesus Christ, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it was
We were just
the crab
dealing
was
with a
trying to.
10-foot archfey.
What's that now?
We were we we like the last thing right before we ran into you, we were talking to a 10-foot archfey named the Summer Lord. It was just this crazy, like honestly, and I'm not gonna lie to you, he was extremely attractive.
I don't judge. Now you see him just kind of look at you. Now, buddy, what's your name, friend?
You can just call me Abby.
Abby Rotfang. Pleased to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Gives you a good hand.
And I'll give the nice firm handshake.
He looks. I don't want to be rude at all, but I'm getting like half of what you're fucking talking about. I think we're kind of working on different levels. I see that pretty armor you got there and that pretty lady you're working with. We're not too familiar with the finery and the.
Who? So your boss, he would be more familiar with the finery.
I mean, the captain's experienced a lot of things, but he's still one of us. He's still a soot snout.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll go talk to him. Honestly, I just wanted to talk to you. You seem like a good fellow.
I appreciate it. You seem like an individual that is unique, to say the least.
I appreciate that. That is what I go for.
Oh fuck! This next part of the song sounds like it's about to be real good. It's like
Okay.
Dashi, just like in the middle of like a solo.
Yeah, no. And I'm like, I was like, let me leave you to enjoy the mistress's amazing music, and then I will go move towards the boss.
Okay. The night continues on. Music continue playing. There's the party observing. You are watching this crowd get
Hammered.
quite belligerently drunk. You are a few small like scuffles and fights break out. Nothing serious, just kind of
I make sure they don't get close to
clumsy.
Dashi, you know? Don't
Keep a
interfere with
stiff
her.
arm perimeter.
Yeah, as long as
Um,
we feel that they're safe still. I mean, unless you
all
guys
right,
want to go in,
everything
I'm thinking.
proceeds normally. Abaddon, you take a seat near the pyre where the captain is sitting, as he kind of has his foot up on one of the large burlap sacks. He's sitting on another one with a large kind of stone, flat slab of stone pressed on his back to support him. As he's kind of looking through the fire towards Dashi.
But, I'm like, she's quite something, isn't she?
Something indeed. Something indeed. No, we could use nightly entertainment like this in our travels more often.
I'm glad we could happen upon you to entertain you in your time of celebration.
Yeah,
It's quite,
one might
quite,
call it
quite convenient, you know?
quite fortuitous indeed. But what purpose do you have? You're heading this way in the chasm. That means you're going towards the north. If you're going
Actually,
that way, I'm gonna assume you don't know what's going on.
honestly, we are just we are traveling entertainment, exactly what we are doing. I She enchanted me with her music and I basically swore my life to her, so I am just her guard and that's what I do here. I just make sure she is safe. I am a strong individual. I know I was talking to your friend there, he's the tabaxi, right?
Cat person, yeah, Sharfan and
Sharfan,
Rotvang.
Sharfane, sorry. Sharfane. Um I was talking to your Sharfane friend and he said that you had to deal with those terrible dog-like creatures.
yeah,
I had to put
howlers.
Yeah, I had to put a couple of them down.
They're not that fun to deal with
No,
personally.
definitely not. I completely understand.
He looks at you. You've been in a number of scuffles yourself, haven't you, friend?
Honestly, yes. She's as you can see, she's very enticing and people tend to lose control around her. I need to make sure that she is safe.
And he looks, gazing at Dashi. The looks of her, she looks like she can handle herself.
Oh, she definitely can, but everyone can use just a little bit of assistance.
He takes a moment. You see him kind of reach down between his legs for the tankard, and he takes a quick swig of the mead inside of it, brushes it off of his upper lip, and kind of looks over at you. If y'all are looking for more than just gold from silly shows, we got a new person we've been working with, and taking one good look at you, I can already see that you're worth more than your weight in gold.
I do appreciate
That
that.
sword looks like it's excellent at cutting.
Oh, it
Magic,
definitely does
isn't
the
it?
job. I earned this sword in combat, and I have used it ever since, and it has slayed many.
Takes a moment. Yeah.
So
And then
who is
keep it safe.
who is this person you guys are working for? I heard you got a big deal. There's a reason for celebration. I was asking around. They said something about something in the mountain that could get you guys something, and you guys were celebrating, but not. They didn't really know in depth of what was happening. I was just on. It was Sharfan.
He smiles a little bit, closes his eyes, and kind of just see him just kind of absorb the music, jostling his head back and forth. It looks like some of my men's lips have gotten loosened with liquor and libations.
I mean,
This is
not
not
too loose,
business, but
honestly. I can tell you
look,
that I did not learn anything damning by any way, shape, or form. It was just simple facts that there was something in the mountain. I do not know what it is. We are just here just to perform. I was just making small talk.
so where are you headed then?
We are headed north. All we are is just a traveling performing group. We just want to make sure that people are entertained and we're spreading her amazing music. I mean, we heard that you have heard about her in the Bay of Nilopi. We are just spreading her amazing talent around.
He looks at you. I don't want to be rude, friend, and put a damper on your travels. But there ain't nothing north of the mountain anymore.
Really? I haven't heard anything about what's going on north of the mountain.
Brenna's been
truthfully.
taken.
Taken by who?
Roll me a deception check. Roll me a deception check real quick,
Okay.
just to maintain this ruse.
Fuck.
Kind of looks at you. Sure, you don't know anything. Well, let me inform you. To keep you safe, after all, you have done a wonderful job entertaining us. He looks back towards Dashi. Well, that's part of the reason why we're headed south. We got word a few weeks back, in fact. We were doing some searching in the untouched Entwood, hearing about some druid groves that had berries that a previous employer of ours desired. Apparently, it keeps you looking young. He takes a moment.
Quite important.
We were gonna stop by Brenna, but this horrible fog covers the area where it's supposed to be. Sent in a few scouts to try to suss out what's been going on. One of them didn't return. One that did was possessed. Something about a dream eater. Something about a woman that comes at night.
Actually, sounds quite
Was
terrifying.
talking like he was in there. He was talking like he was in there for weeks. No more than a few hours went by, though. As far as I'm concerned, if there's magic like that going on in the Entwoods, and the Ents haven't done anything about it, pay grade.
No, honestly.
So we're heading south, and we're getting off of Kadazi. I recommend around and do the same. Yeah, my employer has a place in the northern portions of the Galloping Hills, a platinum mine. Says he needs some guards there, and that's where we're going to work next.
Okay. So I take it you guys are basically just you guys are muscle, correct? Just hired muscle? Honestly?
Hired muscle.
I mean, I can say your Shark fan talks very highly of you, says you're a great combatant and also an amazing leader.
At the end of the day, we're nothing more than tools. Used to fix things that other people need fixed, whether that's not enough money in their pockets or someone who's been talking ill on their name or protection through a certain dangerous part of the world. If you've got the gold, we're willing to help you.
Okay. Yes, we've seen some, different individuals in this cavern in our travels. I don't know if you have seen them. They were seemed to be infected with some type of plant type agent, so almost like a fungus that was orange.
Looks. That sounds quite odd.
It's been very, honestly, very odd. And then I've seen people who are affected be extremely painful.
Kind of looks at you for a brief moment. Looks like you've had some personal dealings with this sort of creature. I can't imagine what that must be like.
Honestly, it's a good thing that I have this sword.
Yeah. Luckily, I have mine too. Keep mind of that. We'll be sure to avoid it in our journeys back.
Oh no!
We're heading
Right,
into
there's
Kadazi proper.
I was going to say we have no hard feelings here and no bad tidings. We are here to entertain you.
Well, that's good. Glad to hear that there are no ill intentions. It would be very disappointing if there was.
Honestly, that's
You see him
not
kind
what
of
we
look
want.
up at the sky for a moment.
Yes.
It's starting to get a little bit late. I think it might be time to start rounding out this performance. And you hear him kind of call out, speaking in Elvish. Patrol out. Set up. Heads down. 10 minutes. If you can't finish your drink, then you wasted the liquor. And you see him stand up, grab the blade off of the rock that he was resting on, slings it onto his back, into its scabbard, and kind of re-jostles it and lines it back onto his back. He looks at you, Abaddon. You and your friends have seen some strange things. Appreciate the information you had to share. If you're wanting to camp, and you see him kind of point near the main kind of pathway that this chasm leads through, about 20 feet below this cliff face you're on, there's another kind of smaller, kind of risen cliff. That over there should do nicely for your camping needs tonight.
I want to nod to him and say, I really do appreciate this, and I'm glad that all this was just a good performance for you guys, and we could keep this completely friendly.
You caught us in a good mood, friend. Generally, we don't like it when people come into our own. But it's not every day you see a 7-foot tall man in armor and a beautiful horned woman with music being offered on the table. So I thought, what the hell, I didn't die earlier today. Probably won't die now.
No, honestly, I'm glad this could be a friendly situation. And just know that we are all okay here, and I'm glad you could enjoy the performance.
Well, you gather up your friend.
Will do.
We're heading out of here in the morning before the sun. You're welcome to join us for breakfast. If not, then you be on your way and be safe. Remember what I said about the north. He gets
I do
up,
appreciate that.
moves away. You see him kind of go interact with a few of the other members of his group. And
move to
as
Dashi.
Dashi is finishing up the music, there seems to be a dying down of the energy.
Okay, I'll move to Dashi and then talk to her, and I'll relay all the information that I learned there, and then we'll move back and give our goodwills to the group and say that we will be camping nearby, and then go back to everybody else.
All right. Dashi, you follow along?
Yeah.
All right. As you get going, several of the thieves and rapscallions kind of just like run up to you, thanking you for the music and just complimenting you on your performance. One of them you see like runs up and tries to like hand you like a mountain flower, this kind of white wildflower that has several of its petals missing and it's been kind of crumpled a little bit in their hand. Hand that off to you.
She'll take it.
You guys head back to the party?
Yes.
About a little over an hour since you first heard the music begin and some of the festivities built back up. The sneaking party watch Dashi and Abaddon exit the camp, go out of your line of sight briefly. Before they arrive, you notice the rest of the camp there begins to start bedding down. You see the captain walk back out of the tent nearest the pyre, snap his fingers as the flame goes out, heads back into his tent. Troll still stands. There's a switch in the watch, and Dashi and Abaddon come walking up back to the cliff face.
Would that have counted as a short rest for us since we were just kind of eating trail mix and waiting?
Yes, it would have.
Okay. Woo, key points. Is it officially nighttime now?
It is now nighttime.
Alright, I'm gonna refresh dark vision on Damien.
All right. Fresh dark vision on Damien. It's about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Would you guys like to do?
Break?
I was about to say once we decided, I was going to say we're going to take a 15.
Hey, Dashi, I don't know. I'm sorry if I took too much of a lead there. I didn't want to step on your toes.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I would
Are
have
we
went
taking
and
a rest?
talked to the leader, but
I don't know.
Are we
Like
taking a
he
rest, guys?
seemed like he was fucking done with us.
Are we taking a rest?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, you guys start bedding down for a rest. We'll take a quick 10-15 minute break. We'll pick back up and we're all able to meet back here. For those of you in the audience, thank you guys for watching this far. Sorry about some of the technical difficulties. OBS is always very interesting, but Megan did an awesome job of putting the frame and everything back together. So we'll meet you back here in about 15 minutes.
Just a quick note: we'll be keeping watch for the night when we get back.
Yep.
alright, and I have to run to the store real quick, so I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Hope everyone's having a good time.
It's just dope, bruh.
Glad you were able to communicate with the Summer Lord in a positive way.
Positive. No one exploded? That was neat. No one
Usually the
almost
goal
died?
that you know of. The triple B.
Yeah, if you look on the stream.
Done.
Abadidian?
It's a B for every person he kills.
I think his name would be a little bit longer than that by now.
Yeah.
It would be.
Sorry about it.
No worries.
No, I
Not a
think
big
it's
deal.
fun. How was the Arians day today?
Okay. It's been a little bit of a rough week, all in all, but I'm glad that I was able to actually play today. There was a brief possibility where I might have had to have canceled, but got
Same.
everything I needed under control. And now I'm doing good. Now that I'm playing D&D, it's a form of recharge and release for me.
This
But yeah,
brings
I've
me
just been
joy.
working on the same usual stuff. Have a few creative ventures. I have a pitch for a business idea at the end of this month that I'm like hardcore stressing about.
What are you trying to get into business doing?
I am developing a event type business that is centered around, to put it in the most fanciful, decorated terms, a fully immersive dinner theater activity or event. And basically, to put it in more simple terms, I'm designing a new type of murder mystery that is very, very immersive, and applies some fundamentals of escape rooms as well as haunted houses to add to the theming and ambiance and how you actually solve the game itself. And so I am pitching it as a VIP room offer for this couple that does Airbnb here in town in a really beautiful, like historic home. And so it is a like 1930s themed murder mystery that is based in 1930s Fresno, California, during a really bad famine. And it has some Lovecraftian themes as well as historical elements based on the development of Fresno, centered around the railroads and the tycoons that had their hands in the development of that.
That's fucking
yeah.
awesome.
I'm pitching an event for that. So that's what the little project that I don't know if you heard earlier, Matt mentioned that he's helping me with. I'm
Yeah.
creating a prop that can sense certain things being put into it, and those things that you put into it are the answers to the riddles and the the mystery that is being laid before the players. So you do this event, though. So the details of it are going to be hashed out once I actually pitch this to the owners and we go over the logistics of everything. But the goal I have is you come to the Airbnb, buy a VIP room pass, and part of that room pass is you get to stay there for a night. You get a catered meal and this event, which offers you. I'm probably going to offer like 1 or 2 free drink tokens that can be used, and then you can purchase other drinks that you want throughout the night, or donate to have drinks, because liquor
There you
laws.
go.
Uh, you're not buying the drinks; you're donating to help us develop this business. The
And you
ticket
just so
price was
happen to
not
get, you know, yeah,
used for it.
I get you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my goal. Is like you show up there that like mid late afternoon.
Oh.
We go over the prep and everything and talk about the night, have like hors d'oeuvres, and then
Okay,
we
I'm back.
leave the characters to we leave the players to like get put in their costumes if they brought costumes. Initially, when I had this idea, it was pre-COVID, so I was also going to supply some costume things, but that doesn't seem quite as favorable. So we're going to offer costume suggestions, and if we move past the COVID, then maybe we can apply those costumes back again. But anyways, they come back. They're given their character sheets with information on who their characters are, who their characters know, what secrets they have, and why the host invited them to the party that night. And then you enter into the party, mingle, and the game begins. There are actors who are also guests to the party. The host themselves is an actor, and you commingle, get to know the other characters, learn about their wants and desires, and then the murder happens, and we figure out who's figuring out who was the murderer, and other things happen as well that can cause the narrative to amp up, and that's where some of the escape room aspects come into solving the puzzle that Matthew is helping me uh, design and create the logistics of. Because no, I have several family members who are engineers. My brain
You went for the art route. That's okay.
absorbs. Yeah, well, so I can like I understand programming and stuff, and I get that. I get it, but for some reason, it's a lot of work for my brain to like maintain, and it's not how I derive pleasure. Like I'm not one of those people who, get off on programming. I can enjoy it and I like the end results, but that's not. I'm a wordsmith and an entertainer. I'm a people person, I suppose. I don't have brain math numbers. Like the fact that I have to do basic math for D&D is already a big ask.
Damn, dude. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just don't retain it for some reason. Like if you give me like an equation, I can usually solve it. If you give me like the formula and everything, I can plug things in. I know how some of the fundamentals of math work, but then you don't. A week later, if you give me that same test without the formula that I got to practice on, it just burps out of my brain.
Yeah. We need people of all types.
Yep, I'm good with like language. I'm good with interpersonal communication, psychology, but analytical, technical, like outside of like some of like base computing stuff, it's beyond me. At least at this point, unless I wanted to put a lot of work into it. Which, who knows? I like learning things. Anyways, let's see here. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
Okie doke.
Ian still over there, Logan?
Oh no. He had to he was just chilling while he was waiting for his girl to get off work at 4:30.
Nice. All
So
right.
he left right when the Summer Lord's starting doing shit. I was like, oh shit, Summer Lord's doing shit. I gotta get back. I gotta focus. Like I was like just barely listening, but not like, and then that started happening. I'm like, okay, I gotta really focus. But also, he said he wants we need to get together one of these days, like you, me, and him, and just then I'm gonna smoke you both out.
Man, we can do that.
Like either at your
I
place
think
or
I would
my
have
place.
to carpool him because Ian is still very much a lightweight from what he's told me.
I'll
And
fucking put.
he said
I'll probably put him in a coma. Honestly,
he'll be okay.
it'll be a good coma.
Oh. Who do we have that is back?
I'm here.
I never left.
Just put that your fabric or whatever you have over your camera.
Yup. In better news, Monday is practically over.
Days don't matter to me anymore.
I'm glad for the death of Monday.
It's like you're like.
So
oh,
Mondays are
it's
generally
like-
pretty good days for me. Mondays are usually pretty good days for me. It's usually
days don't
This is
matter to me
definitely the
anymore.
highlight.
like my hard days are usually like Friday. Friday is like my shitty day.
Today was a good day because I made a pot roast and it was very good.
Damn, that's
At least for the
awesome.
time being. We'll see if I get
I
this.
ate leftover wings from yesterday and they were delicious.
Nice.
I tried to have a crock
I'm
pot meal
sticking
ready
on
for today.
leftovers from what I made last night. I made a stir fry. I made like crock pots can be lifesavers if you're able to think ahead.
Yep.
I try to.
I'm making that sauce stir fry.
Crockpots are like someone that you love is cooking for you, and it's you
Yes. Past me. For future
taking
me.
care of future you.
And I got Kitty to take her medicine without a fight. It just
Form of
involves some pot
self-care
roast.
is it's good. Freaking oh gosh, my sister has some geriatric chihuahuas, and one of them is having to take medicine right now, and she tried to be vicious, but she's just this like 15-year-old chihuahua with like a handful of teeth in her mouth still, and so she's just like flicking her tongue at people, like, and that's how she like nips with air quotes. She's like, no. So my sister just has to like put the what is it, like the injector? But yeah, my sister has to put the injector into the puppy's mouth, and it just slides right in between the hole of her missing teeth, and she can't resist no matter what she does.
Aw.
They're cute. They've lived really good lives. They're 15, and then their mom is 16.
Yeah, Tippy will be 16
And
next month.
she had a litter of 3. We have one of the chihuahuas at my parents' place. It's Phoebe. Phoebe is 15 years old. And then her 2 other sisters, Honey and Chloe, and her mom, Emmy. They're all just old ass puppies.
Yeah.
Doing their best. Honey is terrifying, especially in the darkness, because she has cataracts. And so it's just like milky white eyes staring at you in the distance. She's a cute, loving dog. Like once you get her hands on her, like, and she like stops freaking out because she doesn't know what's touching her. She's a great dog. She's really cuddly. Oh, oh, what do I have? What is this? What are these? Who is all back? I was gonna say who isn't back.
Moon's
Do we
back.
have a Travis?
Yep, yep.
All right. Do we have a Megan? All right. Do we have a Matthew? No Matthew. We're learning so much. We still have Chase, yes?
Never left.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm locked all audio. All right.
I think we got most of us here, just Megan and Matthew.
All right. Patience.
Hey, Travis. Megan had to go to the store.
Oh no.
But isn't that is that like a euphemism for something?
Just a joke on one of
Let
our
me
friends who
know.
will say he's going to the store because even though he's home, he won't come back for like half an hour.
Oh.
He won't
I
come
got
back for
you.
like 4 hours.
Who?
Cody?
Mm.
Trevor also does this. It's almost like they're brothers.
Wow.
Right now, I just need a Gunther.
I still need to see that guy. I haven't seen him.
Catching a wild Trevor is quite hard.
Yeah, no, I remember. I know this.
You have to
There was a
trap it in
point
at
in
the
time
den.
where I was trying to get we were trying to. It's true. See, I just tried to lock him in my bedroom,
How did that
and that
work
didn't
out for
work.
you?
Podcast once.
Like a wild cat.
We got like
That sounds like
got 3 episodes in of some quality content, and then nothing. Like I don't think we went back from there.
locking him in a room sounds like a
Yeah, Matt, is
surefire
Matt
way to get some
still
things broken.
is Matt present? I mean, he did spill Mountain Dew Code Red on my handmade Persian rug. So
There it is.
bless
It
his
was
soul.
Mountain Dew Code Red.
Did anybody ever tell you about the piano incident?
Code Red is worse.
Nope.
It was a white rug.
Nope. Piano was worse.
Piano was so
It's okay.
bad.
The piano. That is still one of my favorite stories.
Oh, so you have heard of the piano fiasco?
Well, I've heard many stories of Trevor's gallant efforts.
Brown Tuesday.
Oh man, Brown Tuesday is eternally in the books of a historic moment that
That the day couldn't get any worse.
One of the rare times that house really came together.
True. It unified everyone except me. I just left because I didn't want to deal with it. I was like, this is not a problem, and I live right down the street, so I got a baby to take care of. All right. We'll give Matthew another few minutes. Are we back on stream? It looks like we are.
Yeah, we're there.
Hello, everybody. Dun dun
Dun, 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 dun.
dun dun. My Discord is trying its best. I am sitting at. Oh, I can't even. There we go. 4,604 ping. The bigger the number,
Hopefully
the
it'll
better,
be
right?
better soon.
Yeah, the
It's
bigger
like
the
Dragon
number,
Ball.
the better, right?
Just like Dragon Ball.
You
It's
cut
over 9,000.
in like right at the end there. I can open up a couple tabs. I can maybe get it that high. Up. For some random reason, I dip back down to 50.
Yeah.
That's where I should be. Up. Going back up the second everyone started talking. You guys are ruining it. It's all you. It's not me. It's whenever you guys
Discord
talk.
just heard
That's
the
obviously not my
audacity.
computer's fault.
ADD
I don't
didn't
use
stop.
Audacity
I
on
wouldn't
this
have to deal
computer.
with
That's
this.
on my desktop. Just listen to my greatness. No. No, don't worry. I'm not that level yet. What's that? Oh god, what's that like old school League streamer who was like famous for going crazy?
I don't remember.
Oh fuck, what's his name? Matt, if you were here, I feel like you would know the answer.
But he is
But
not.
alas, we are sans Matthew. I think.
I think when we went to bathroom break, he had to make big potty.
Hashtag it.
Hashtag big potty.
We're grown-ups.
We're adults. I have a
I'm
mortgage.
eating gummy
Let's
cherries.
get that trending. So let's get that that hashtag trending.
Big potty trending.
That on a, I'll put that on our Facebook post.
Hashtag big potty.
Post
Hashtag
hashtag big
big
potty.
potty.
God damn it.
Give him 2 more minutes. If he's not back, we'll go ahead and get started. But until then, hope everyone's enjoying the session so far.
It's been real gooder.
Been a bit more tame than the last few sessions. I think you guys have earned it.
I'm ready though.
Less face
She
explosions.
got to
That's
use her
nice.
milestone. Yeah,
I'm
I mean, for
excited to
now,
use my milestone.
You guys can change that whenever you want.
Thought about double fireballing it, but
Stone, yeah, do I?
Yeah, I think.
Right, you have 2
Should have
milestone
2.
points, but once you get your 3rd one, you get your feet.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I only have 2 as well. We have to do something really cool, Logan, so we can get our 3rd point.
I was trying to fuck the Summer Lord. That didn't work
I'll
out.
tell you this, Abaddon. If you
I
fuck
thought
the
that'd be
Summer
a
Lord,
line.
I will give you a milestone.
Oh, there's
That is
a
milestone worthy.
Dope. Dope.
Yeah, my goal. Jump, 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 jump. Cool.
That's
Start writing
funny.
love letters, hoping he sees them.
Oh god, yeah, no. I'm gonna leave love letters to the Summer Lord.
Dreaming
How
of your
Shakespearean.
Faye Beepus.
My Faye.
gotta get that Fabussy.
Faye Bussy.
Wait, what?
I'm glad Megan missed that one.
What did you say?
Oh God.
It cannot be repeated.
What did he say?
Right. We will pick back up. Matthew, when you get here, Gunther will be lying in wait. The party reconvenes on the hidden opposite cliff face from the now known band of rapscallions known as the Soot Snout. You have the night to rest. Claw, you had mentioned you wanted to take watch over the camp
Yeah.
itself. If you want to go ahead and roll me a perception check, was anybody joining Moonclaw?
I'll join Moonclaw.
Okay, if either one of you can roll with advantage, or both of you can individually roll perception checks. If you guys can also roll me stealth checks, since you are trying to remain hidden still, I believe, from the other encampment.
Let's see. Pass Without Trace only lasts for an hour, and I know Watch is longer than that. If Moon gets a hint of anyone moving their way, though, she'll cast it. But
Okay,
for
so
now,
that trigger will be decided by your perception check. So go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I was gonna say roll low to save it, but that works too.
Yeah.
All right, you keep vigilant. Hold up for the night. Can I get stealth checks from the two of you as well?
Nice.
Moonclaw doesn't even know I'm there.
Damien, where'd you go?
Yeah,
My
Muklai's just sitting
apologies,
there, and
friends.
Damien just huh. Just startle her every second, like every time you say a word.
Sorry, I keep forgetting that.
As the watch begins, the two of you keep behind a little bit of the cragged rocks at the edge of the cliff face, the ones that seem a little less precarious than the teetering stones. And the two of you are able to keep keen eye. The guard switch off for the opposite encampment occurs, and a round of patrols go by. Not only are they keeping watch on the cliff face, you notice one of them, one guard, seems to be going back and forth around the kind of semicircle path that that is underneath the encampment. The pathway they take does not directly lead them into that line of sight of where your encampment is, and they seem to not notice you at all. Are you guys just keeping general watch, or are you guys trying to focus on any part of the camp in particular? It is right on the edge with your guys' vantage point, on the edge of your dark vision, but with the few kind of embers and torches that are still lit to give some semblance of light to those who don't have dark vision.
Well, Damien
Ignites
should
enough
still.
of the camp for you to get a decent enough view of it.
Damien should still have his
What is that?
dark vision active due to the dark vision I cast earlier. But
He does.
I mean, just general activity, like if things start picking
Alright.
up.
Nothing odd seems to happen. You see bandits go in and out of tents, bedding down for the evening, and watch being maintained. Your portion
Damien.
of watch comes to an end. Who would like to take? Oh, go for it.
Damien, did you say something?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Your portion of watch ends. Who would like to take second watch?
I'll give it a go.
All right. You have Stig. Anyone else?
I'll
do
join
it.
Stig.
Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter. Either one.
I mean, it could be a throuple if you'd like,
Oh, buddy.
I'm gonna let them know as we're going to bed. Just heads up, one of their patrols is close to us. They don't seem to be coming this way, but they do pass close by. So just be careful, be quiet.
Quiet.
So, can I get stealth checks from anyone who is doing watch and perception checks?
Ooh, I'm real strong with these guys.
I failed. They know I'm here though.
Booyah.
Stealth. Hold on, sorry.
Oh, we are three pulling it.
As Claw and Damien move away from the cliff face and kind of bed down in the lower portion of the edifice out of the line of sight, the three of you go out on the edge and kind of plop down and begin watching. And as you're just kind of sitting there, Dashi, your legs just give out after a pretty strong performance on very uneven, rough terrain, as opposed to the beautiful either carpeted stages or the just flat wood panels of beautiful elvish craft. Your heels have taken quite a banging, and because of that, you decide to take a moment and plop your hind end on a rock near the cliff's edge that just so happens to give way. Can you roll me a
Oh,
dexterity saving throw? You
Oh.
already done, so you get a +3.
Can I? Is there any way I can try and help? I don't.
Your aura is
16,
there, so your aura
19.
assists. All right. As soon as the rock dislodges and begins to slide down the gravel, you instantly just pick your rear end up and kind of take a few clattering steps, kicking up gravel. You slip and fall, but you manage to stop yourself from sliding down the 20-foot drop as all the rocks slam and collide. You see with the patrol guard lowered down kind of stumble back as the rocks landed just about a dozen feet away from them. He looks up, drawing his bow. You see several other arrows knock in your direction, and you hear an elvish call out, "We've got movement! We've got movement!"
It's just me.
And very slow call out.
Yeah, I call out.
Dashi,
Yeah, I call out.
you see one of the elves on the cliff face opposite of you. Look out. Bard. And one of the voices is like, "Is she okay? She looks fine. Are you fine, milady?"
I'm okay. Just embarrassed.
Keep away from dangerous rocks. And you see him kind of look out. And they look at around, they notice Stig.
Oh
They don't
no.
seem to say, and you notice.
Don't say anything about Stig. They just see him.
And they notice him, but you don't see them say anything.
Oh, good.
All right.
Are we holding our animals like babies? Is that what we're doing?
This is just what he likes.
I'm holding.
I'm holding
both.
my cat too.
So yeah, I'm holding my love.
Aw.
Anyway,
I don't have a love to hold.
Babci's pierogies.
Well, you can hold my metaphysical love, Chase.
Ooh.
And get off the computer.
He almost fell
As
asleep.
you three continue your watch, reaffixed in your new position away from any precarious stones. Let me see here. Can I have you guys roll me another round of perception checks?
Hold on. Put down this fucking loaf.
Or Damien, I think you're resting.
Oh, okay.
Only for the people on watch. Okay.
Sorry. There's Kitty.
As you are sitting, a brief kind of moment to wait. Abaddon, you hear very faint sounds of shifting gravel, and as you quickly turn your head up, about 40 feet away from you, right at the kind of ramping point that leads up to your edifice, you see the soot snout captain.
Oh.
Bare cloak wreathed over his shoulders, black hair with the shaved bit kind of formed up, similar to that of a cockatiel, looking at you. My,
Dan.
it looks like we are traveling in a bit more of an organized group than I was led to believe.
You know, we just
Nice to meet
Honestly,
you there, friend. What's your name? And he calls out to Stig.
You can call me Stig.
Nice to meet you. Why didn't you join us tonight? Not the social type?
Sometimes it's nice to have a night away from the music.
That's never true.
that's not
With her
true.
playing,
I was
Honestly,
waiting
I
for
don't know
that.
if I could believe that, friend.
Lover
Stig,
spat, lover spat. Gosh.
can you roll me a charisma check?
Hell, fucking hell.
Okay.
At this point, Abaddon and Stig, with your improved dark vision, you're able to see a ebony humanoid shape form up behind the captain. To you, Abaddon, familiar shape of a one-handed Sharfan Rotfang.
Oh god,
ooh,
it's Ansem.
Rotfang.
Oh god.
Looks Puts the hand on his captain's
It's like, oh
shoulders
god, he's
and
hot.
whisper,
Oh God, he's
and,
Oh god.
kind of whisper into the captain's ears as you see him smile. I don't know, Rotfang. Maybe they share her then. And go back over to calls
I
back
don't know.
over.
Maybe they share
Well,
him.
I must share her.
Oh, gross.
Oh,
Gross.
running a train.
Made it worse. You see
Anyways,
it worse, right?
he
Made it
calls
worse.
back, Stig, if it was. I must apologize. You missed out on a free glass of wine and a night of debauchery in these dreary peaks. But
You
I
know,
have to ask now, a bit more pertinent than I asked your friend Abaddon before. What reason you got headed north?
you know,
Uh,
traveling troupe,
And are
looking
you
for
still
places to
headed
play.
north after what I told you, Abby?
Well,
If you're
I
looking for
know.
places to play.
No, honestly, what I wanted to let you know is, like, the reason we did not bring the entire party out there is I did not want you guys to feel too uncomfortable. Honestly,
Is there anyone else besides you three then?
we have a couple people sleeping.
Can you roll me a persuasion check?
Yeah.
I'll assist.
We've
Oh,
been
well,
we've been
never mind.
outed,
don't need
Damien.
to.
As
Understand.
you talk to him, he seems to. You definitely see he's. That's a weird way to maybe describe this. Paranoid, but not like suspicious. Like he's being.
I'm gonna be super loose. Like I'm not gonna have like a tight body composure. Like I want to be relaxed, so I don't want to make him feel like I'm up tense. Like
Takes a moment.
I'm chilling here. I'm vibing.
Do
There's no issues.
y'all have any affiliation with the Dominion?
Do you?
And I look like a person who brushes
Hit him with
elbows.
that Uno reverse card.
I look like a man who brushes elbows in elvish councils.
I don't know.
Any
Why would
worth
you
that
brush
my
elbows?
family may
There's no
have.
hair there.
The only thing I can say is any involvement we have with any type of elvish dominions has nothing to do with your guys' actions. We're not here for you. We were here. All we did was perform. We are here to carry out a mission that was given to us by a benefactor. That is it.
Looks like we're in similar positions then.
Yes, we're just hired
Damn
hands,
good
just like
show.
you. That's why no harm, no foul. We wanted to check, and we came we came bearing gifts to make sure there was no hard feelings, but we also did not want to make you feel uncomfortable with the entire force of our party.
Kind of, you see him like tense up for a brief moment. Well, honesty is always preferred, but in this line of business, I
It's
can
not.
understand the need.
I hope you don't feel like I was trying to be dishonest to you. This was purely out of respect for your group, and I did not want to bring any discomfort when you guys were having pure celebration.
Takes a moment, looks over. Stig, then all I gotta say is I feel sorry for you. If y'all need anything, like I said, You
Wait,
can come
why
by
do
for
you feel
breakfast.
sorry for him?
'Cause he
I
missed
missed your
free
Out
music.
on a damn good party.
Oh.
I didn't mean no offense.
No, and
None
we
at all,
want to
milady.
make sure there was no offense towards you as well.
We're just two groups of people hard at work.
Sure.
Like I suggest, y'all need to stop heading north. You seem like too nice of people to just give your lives away. Mm. I'll leave you to your night. Sleep well. And just so you know, I got 5 heads on watch. If you want to feel cozy, you can bed up just fine. But I understand if you want to keep a watchful eye out. You never know who's wandering around these mountains.
We appreciate that.
Appreciate a good time.
I'm glad you enjoyed the concert. I know that, like as always, Dashi's concert was breathtaking, and I'm glad you guys got to partake.
As partway through your talking, he kind of turns on his heel, Rotfang at his back, begins heading away, hand kind of waving very nonchalantly. Rest well, friends. Rest well. Dips out of your line of sight. Reappears a few minutes later if you keep your watch maintained back in his camp and vanishes back into his tent.
I mean,
And
if
the
he
rest
said
of the
they were
night
going to be,
goes on.
You're so ridiculous, Stig.
I mean, he said they were keeping watch so I can go to bed, right? That that's why I'm ridiculous, right?
Of course.
Right. Well, rest of the night goes by. You wake up in the morning to the smell of smoke and fire, cooking meats and fats, savory aromas wafting over from the camp on the opposite side of the quagmire. Do you guys join them for breakfast, or do you just continue your way towards the southern encampment?
Dashi will join
Time
you
is
for
I would say I'm
ticking.
down to join them for breakfast.
Maybe we should tell Terracon about what's going on in Brenna.
Yeah, I'm thinking time is ticking. We've only got 4 days left until they're supposed to have that meeting. We should probably get a move on too.
What happened to the desecrators that were supposed to be here?
I think we haven't reached them yet.
I can tell you that I relayed to the party, like when we met up, that they have not seen anything that has to do with the Zhangxi. None of that orange fungus, none of that. They have not heard anything or seen anything about it.
Okay, that makes it way more cloudy on what.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly, it doesn't help
Think
at all. But I
think
want to
about
let
it
you know
this
that
way.
they don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
They're coming from the same direction as us though. They might not have gotten far enough to encounter that camp yet, because they went by Brenna, right?
So,
They said
from
they're moving south.
from what Abaddon gathered, they are coming from somewhere underground in the Helix Horn Cavern area. Because you guys are heading towards that southernmost
Yeah.
By the waterway.
desecrator camp.
Yeah.
By the waterway. You guys are like 3/4 of the way there.
Oh,
They
okay,
were
we
on their way southward back towards Kadazi proper, coming
Okay.
from the spire. So you
That
guys
makes
just kind of intersected on the pathway.
Okay. My brain said, "Oh, we're outside. We've made it there. Where the hell are they?" I got it now.
Almost there.
Awesome.
You guys, who all goes over to have breakfast with them?
Fuck yes.
I'm going to
Dashi.
get breakfast. Definitely going to get breakfast.
As you guys head over, announcing who you are greeted with hair of the dog, some mead
There
and
we go.
wine to drink, as well as fried eggs, slices of mutton,
Yes.
what look like
Yes.
fried dough balls.
Well, this
in
is so much better than field rations. This is why we're going to get breakfast.
and
Steak
what
plus
look like
Arctic.
locally scavenged like root vegetables that have just
No.
been charred up. You guys
Oh, yeah,
walk
that-
up and are gathering up your plates. You hear the kind of captain with a metal plate in his hand digging into like kind of dipping some bread into some egg yolk. He looks, you got some colorful friends.
This place is much
So
nicer
often
when I'm
with
not invisible.
It's a we're just your little your normal little ragtag group of hired hands.
a thing or two about that. And he takes a bite. I seen you. You're there, Stig?
Yep.
I seen you again, Stig. Glad you can make it this time. Enjoy yourselves. Grab a drink, food. We're gonna be heading back to Kadazi in a few days, no problem. So we need to burn through our rations. That way, we can add it to the tab at the end with our boss. So you're doing us a favor by eating your fill.
Oh hell yeah, I
We
got your back.
appreciate it.
And
We've
you
been
guys,
on very much little than field rations. This is a good change.
all right. Just to note something, Abaddon,
Yes.
you had probably the most vivid dreams you have had in nights. You're unsure if it was that beverage that you perhaps took from Rotfang earlier, but your dreams felt like reality.
Dope. So, like, was it anything like? Did I notice anything that was super like important to me? You know, like, or was it just like very
It's a pretty,
realistic?
I'll say, nothing as far as like important to the narrative. It was just a very debaucherous dream. Whatever you want to imagine that Abaddon would imagine in moments of
Summer Lord.
extreme unerring passion.
That's
Yeah,
so.
Summer Lord. I see you, Summer Lord.
um,
Sure, maybe it's that drink. Maybe it's Summer Lord.
a hot tub filled with champagne. You just when the Summer
Wow.
Lord just go to town. He's able to clone
Sounds
himself.
like yeast
apparently.
infections.
Wow.
Only the best.
That's a fake yeast infection. That's fucked.
All right.
Like,
This goes by fairly quickly, and the camp of the Soot Snouts is broken down almost like clockwork, almost like an assembly line of perfect performed activities of everyone knows their job in this camp. Within a matter of minutes, the camp is pushed away as if it was never there, except for the few faint bits of soot and ash where the pyre was that are being brushed away by numbers of the group. You see Rotfang kind of going through, looks like sorting through their rations and figuring out what they have for the night. Every once in a while, you see him taking a nip from this keg he has slung over his shoulder. As the day is yours, guys, what would we like to do to finish out or to start out this day of journey? You know, you're about less than a half day from the Cabal.
And we should
think we
start
need to get a
heading
move
to the
on.
Cabal then, yeah?
Round of survival checks
Gunther,
or
you are
athletics.
muted?
awesome. I said I wanted to get my happy elk ass on. Let's go.
Rival athletics.
If we get
All right,
sight
or
of it, I'm
survival.
gonna.
And those of you with maps can add a d4.
If we get sight of it, I'll cast Pass Without a Trace once I think we're close enough.
Very nice, everybody.
18.
8.
You're getting your travel legs on still, but the rest of your party kind of helps you guys move as a unit. You're just like that kid at Disneyland that's just like, my feet hurt. And you're like, fuck, you've only been walking like 40 minutes. Calm down.
Accurate.
But Gunther, being the keen traveler and journeysman as always, navigates you guys through a pathway using some of the information you'd gleaned off of the brief moments that you were shown the maps, Gunther. You take them through a small what would it be called? I guess it'd be another form of a chasm, but the overhang kind of closes up at one point, creating a small, brief tunnelway where there's still natural kind of forest structures. You see bushes that are getting light from the small, glinting streams of light that come through the cracks in the overhanging stonework. As you guys descend down, getting a little bit closer, you guys notice you are coming at the camp from the northern reach. As you guys get to a portion of high ground, you overlook a bit of the valley and the rushing waterfall at the advent of the Soot Bend River begins spewing forth from a series of cragged rocks about 100 or so feet above you. The origins of this river usher down into the valley to your south. As you guys are gazing out over this area, can I get a round of perception checks from everyone? As you guys are moving along, keeping your eyes to the valley, knowing that that is the direction of the encampment. Let's see if we can find anything. All right.
Fuck yes, Dick.
All right.
I don't see shit, Captain.
That water sure is pretty.
Ooh, we gotta get that on the soundboard.
As you guys are walking along the pathway, slight decline. You're heading like a west-southwest direction, mostly west heading, but a slight angle towards the southern path. You follow along this pathway, and after about 15-20 minutes of trudging, Stig, you catch the smell of smoke in the air. You look around, and you can tell that this area has bits of woodwork that have pathways. But you can't see anything, but you do smell smoke in the air.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Moonclaw, you try to follow up. You try to follow up behind. You kind of run up to the side of Stig and accidentally poke your eye on a tree branch.
I'd like to relay to the rest of the party that it smells a little bit smoky.
Okay.
If we're getting close to any sort of encampment, I guess I should go ahead and cast Pass That Out Trace.
All right. Everyone roll me stealth checks with +10.
We're going quiet from here.
You perform
Of course, appreciate
your
you
hand
too.
signals, and as you touch the earth,
Thank
shadow
you.
expands out.
13.
As you guys move forward, the ground gets much more rocky and gives way to a series of kind of plateaued, cragged, stony steps where it looks like much of the mountainside has eroded and at one point slid down and nestled here at the base of the mountain. As you begin descending down, you see in the distance a small smoke trail rising up from what looks like from behind a very large stone, a slab of mountainside that had collapsed here possibly a millennia ago, that is about 30 feet high, that parts the flowing portion of this river, creating a small little islet in the center of this about 45, 50-foot wide stream at this point, and as it keeps going southward, it widens out. As each of you are keeping keen eyes out, Gunther and Moonclaw, as you continue moving forward, the spell that you have cast out, the magical energies of passing without a trace, covering up any missteps and any sounds, the shadows gripping you, obscure you to those who might view you in the distance. The two of you manage to sight out a series of tents about a little less than 100 feet ahead of you. You are far above it. You're on top of a descending kind of rocky cliff face, about 100 feet up, but 40 feet from you, like distance-wise, not including the, anyways. You see an encampment. There seems that a large grouping of robed figures seem to be gathering around two individuals. It's hard to make it out. The tree line is partially obscuring their view from where you are. If you guys want to try to move, you could perhaps get a better vantage point, but that is up to you.
Yeah, I know I want to move. Anyone else? Try to see it.
If we had to draw a line from us to them, do we have an approximate distance?
I could go invisible again. I got my spell back. Just walk up in there.
So, including the elevation change, Stig, they're about 100 feet away from you at this point.
Okay. I'd like to move in with Moonclaw. Probably not as close as her, but you know.
I have everybody roll me another round of stealth checks who are moving. Anyone who is moving is rolling a. Everyone has a
me.
+10 still.
33 or 32.
Abaddon, I love your roll.
It's the same as the first one.
Right?
You
At
guys are
least I'm
descending this pool.
consistent.
I think everybody is moving. So can everyone either roll me a dexterity check or a strength check to descend this cliff without causing too much disturbance?
Which checks?
Dex or strength?
Is it a save or is it a check?
Pig going hard.
Not a save.
Fuck.
That's all right. No, you're all right, Stig.
If your roll
You're fine.
the same, I allow it. But those of you who have different numbers, please re-roll.
Could I have a little bit of grace since I have natural climb speed?
You would have advantage. Anyone who has a climb speed has advantage. I forgot to mention that. All right. As you guys are descending down, Stig, surprisingly delicate with your little leaps, you move forward, getting closer and closer. You see two individuals standing, and next to them, you can now clearly see two more, creating a set of four. They are standing in front of a crowd of mixed match crew. Can I have one of you make a perception check for me?
Those goes.
Whoever wants to make.
Moon.
Not I.
I believe it's between me and Moon, but I think Moon should go for it. I have a good feeling
Go
about
for it, Moonclaw.
it.
Roll me a
Yeah.
perception.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys are
Not
peering,
bad.
moving forward and keeping quiet not to disturb the earth before you. A mixed match of varied humanoid monstrous creatures, hooded elves, more brutish looking figures, as well as a few other monstrous types that you identify. There are gnolls here. There are more bugbears, and it does seem to be another grouping of desecrated occultists. The larger group, seems to be waiting, bated breath, quickly gathering together around these four. The slender individual in the middle of the four kind of doing a wash over, observing the crowd at hand. Smile breaks out across his face. Very casual cloth wear. Only thing really outstanding about this individual is the extremely grayed, paled skin of this slightly kind of dark green haired elf that bits of the locks fall down in dreaded braids. He is very lean and tall, and the most resounding part of his outfit is this belt that seems to be coiled silver resting loosely around his waist. He gestures out a hand, everyone goes silent, the side chatter ceases. All right. Now, I know you've been hearing. You'll be moving soon. That's right. No more having to be camped around this floral-smelling shithole of an island. Getting what we want. And we'll be helping out the Slabdori, our new patrons. Finally, we'll be moving up. Soil will turn. Trees will wilt. Y'all could be thanking me for that.
Are there any innocents among their number? Or do they all just seem comfortable?
Roll me a perception check Also, you might need to get a little bit of a better vantage point. So roll me
Yeah.
another stealth.
I think Moon does need a better vantage point because, oh boy, that check.
So move a little bit closer than you initially anticipated. You actually move just above the actual kind of grassy terrain that would be just about even with the rest of them. They're about 40 feet off from you, but now almost on matched terrain level. You hear them continue out, the voice bellowing. So, we have just a few more days. Blah, 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 blah. Try. Just a few more days here. After that, the blessings, will be delivered and doled out to each of you. Soon you'll be just as good as me. Just as good as any of the Narasaki. Keep your heads on you, though. We ain't out of the woods yet. Ha! And you see him kind of slap the belly of this a much larger individual next to him. You get that one? We're in trees. Well, what else? You get a good joke. And you just see the very large figure just kind of grab his belly where he got slapped. Brother, don't touch me. Fine, Jojo. Don't get your knickers tied up. Well, we'll be watching you in this camp. Awfully here. And our little brother Medirax, he'll be going to the peaks. We'll await the signal. Here, we drop the payload into the water. Peaks will be airborne. Island will be ours in less than a week after that.
Oh, no, baby. Not that, baby.
I am so glad we're here to stop this.
You hear him turn around.
Murder, death, murder, death.
This time switching from Elvish into Druidic.
I'm casting comprehend language as soon as he starts the transition.
Okay. Can you roll me a stealth check?
Yeah.
Roll me a d10 to see if you stayed within range of everybody. You stayed within range.
Okay.
So you had a 27. You cast up the spell. At first, you just hear this, da ra ba ra, this deep guttural chant, but it translates into a tongue you can understand. In. Remember, leave no soil untarnished, no tree unblighted. Olafir, Medirax, may ill winds guide you. You see the individual that's been talking this whole time walk over to two other elf-like figures. One that is adorned in very tight, skin-tight, green and black robes and a cloak or a coat over that, with several rings on his fingers, a kind of similar gray color skinned that the individual is talking, but with silver hair that seems to be tipped and filled with moss that has stained and dyed portions of it green. The other one doesn't seem to fit in with anyone else here. A very youthful, very spry look to his face. Couldn't be an elf just barely on the cusps of becoming a full adult. He has a darker, more olive-toned skin, but as you notice, Moonclaw, you notice this at your closer proximity. The four people who are standing in front all share one quality. Sickly, abhorrent-colored yellow eyes. The young one, he is adorned in thick cloth vestiges that seem to be patchwork hides of this unknown monster that is covered in spines and gray-white skin. As the individual who's been speaking this time places a hand on both of their chests. Vanish in a puff of greenish smoke that falls to the earth, and as it touches the grass seems to burn away. You see him turn on his heel, scratch underneath his nose. So, we know what we have to do to get this to work. And Moonclaw, it's right at this point you manage to move yourself up. And on that islet that I mentioned before, so right now everyone who is speaking is on the same side of the river as you. You're on the western side of the river.
Okay.
There's an islet in the center of the river, and as you move just on the opposite side of that large stone slab that seems to create most of that island, you do see what looks to be chained humanoid figures.
I'm gonna just motion for the group to take notice of that. Not saying anything, but just pointing it out. If I can point out the other 4 infected.
You see him turn around. Back into Elvish, he shouts out, raising his hands. Now, please, tell me, who is it you love? And the crowd stirs for a moment. He rubs his brows. And his voice seems to change for a bit, his face becoming a bit more serious. Who is it you owe your fucking lives to? And the entire crowd shouts out, Yomunax! Yomunax! Silence yourselves. Brother Kyo, you keep your guard here. We got guests that I'd like to entertain. And you see him? Everybody. Except you, Moonclaw. And you guys aren't privy to what's going on. Everybody, you see him vanish. Moonclaw, you see him in a quick flash leap in a single bound, clearing about 60 feet out of your line of sight, and then you see a figure leap up again, clearing the 30-foot gap in a second jump to the islet, back out of your line of sight. You see the forces begin to spread back out. 2 sets of occultists conjure up what looks like to be a bridge of vines that allows a small grouping to move across the other side of the river. And they all begin to go back into their positions. You see the large figure, unusual for an elf, almost rotund and barrel-shaped, but about 8.5 feet tall, almost as big as a bear, a brown bear. You see him turn on heel, pull out a large keg that's about 5.5 feet tall, take a swig of it. It thuds on the ground. And he just kind of looks out, southern direction, smells the air, turns on his heel, and leaves, back descending down the cliff. As each of you lie in wait, before you is the Southern Cabal camp. A number of mixed-matched creatures and cultists call this place their current base of operations. And seemingly, a small group of innocents have managed to get themselves caught up in this cult's dark desires. With that is where we will end tonight's session.
Damn.
So ready to bust some heads.
Oh shit.
I know what Stig wants to do.
Good session, everybody.
Talk to him.
Talk to
Eat more
them.
hardtack.
I enjoyed being
Well, I
able
hope
to
everyone had a
RP
good.
lot.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to our stream. Those of you who are still watching us, we appreciate you.
Gotta
And
watch.
We can't wait for you to watch this crazy story unveil.
So much fun.
Sorry for the
Tune in next
technical
time for a
difficulties.
long
Oh.
battle.
On the next
Yeah, get ready
time,
for the
Dragon
fight
Ball
next time.
Z.
Tell
Sorry
your
for the
friends, Tell
technical-
your moms. Tell your dads. Tell everybody.
Tell your dad.
Big ol'
multiple
fight
dads.
Tell your
coming up.
dads.
Tell every
Everybody
single
will
dad
like
you have.
Yeah, Aram. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier in the stream. We're looking to improve this process more as we go. Also, check out new YouTube videos. I did a review of Gloomhaven. I'm still editing, but I'm posting it soon. So keep up to date
Buddy.
with the YouTube channel. You
And
know,
hopefully pretty soon we'll be streaming other stuff as well. So
Most stuff.
we got new things coming on all sides, and also I want to play Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven is really fun.
It looks
Also,
fun.
We'll hear about
so
it.
just like a like cool little thing. They have a level builder in Gloomhaven that is really cool for dungeons. Not that you need help with dungeons, but it's really neat. I'll post it soon.
I'll check that out sometime. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll stream some of that or something else. We'll see what happens.
I
Anyways,
have
without-
Gloomhaven. I have been playing it.
Nice. Well,
I've been
without
tempted
saying
to
any
buy it.
more, we appreciate you guys, and catch us next time at the table.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Close the stream.